This is Richard Lynch watching ilovelimerick.com, and today I'm thrilled to be at the Milk Market celebrating the 40th anniversary of The Edge, Limerick's oldest vintage shop, and we're going to go check out The Edge right now, meet John the owner and speak to him about 40 years in business. John!
Hello Richard.
Thank you so much. John, I'm so thrilled to be here. 40 years in business. Limerick's oldest vintage shop. It's a massive achievement. Tell me where it all started.
Well, it all started, my cousin bought 3,000 winter overcoats and we sold them in the universities around Ireland. And Limerick was so successful, we decided we'd open a shop in Limerick. So I opened originally in 59 Catton Street. Joe Brooks was my landlord and we were there for 10 years. And when the Milk Market was redeveloped, we bought the unit O and P. So I'm in Unit O and my son, Finan, is in Unit P.
He owns the store.
He owns a store called Restory and he does arts and crafts, all manufactured and made in Limerick.
That's amazing. So tell me about your store, the Edge. What can people buy here? I'm noticing some really lovely little pieces here.
This is an original 1970s leather jacket, quite rare and excellent quality. And this one here is an original deck coat for like the mod used to wear them back in the 80s and the late 70s.
I love this.
And they're made in the States. So.
And I believe some of your biggest sellers are right here.
Yeah, so these are I have a huge collection now of rock and roll t-shirts, which I buy from a company in England, and they're my best seller at the moment. So they average price around €25. So we have, and if anybody wants to make a special order, I can arrange that also.
And what's your market?
My market is a huge cross-section of people, from teenagers, art students, people in university, and also on a Saturday you have the older people, and then everybody's into music, young and old. So, and then also like people wear the Harris tweed jackets, the leather jackets. So I presume, say vintage goes from 70s right up to what's called Y2K, which is 2000. So I stock a good mixture and it's very retro. So what you find in my shop is what you'd find in Camden or any of the markets in London.
And a little birdie told me you used to dress the cranberries back in the day.
Well, they were called the cranberry sauce then, so they had no money, so I loaned them the clothes for the photo shoots. And then I sold their first EP, so I think it was maybe €4 or €5, and then I gave them the money. So I didn't take any profit myself.
Oh. And being a vintage store, you're quite green for the environment. You have a very low carbon footprint because you're actually reselling vintage clothes.
Yeah, and recycling vintage clothes. And the quality of vintage clothes is far better than what you'd find in Penneys or in the Chinese brands. So a lot of them are American labels like Pinklington, North Face, Levi, Wrangler, all those brands.
And anyone out there looking to buy vintage clothes, we know The Edge is the place to come to. What would you encourage them to come and check out? Is there anything in the store you'd like to sell?
Well, in the store, I probably sell a lot of check shirts, a lot of leather jackets, Levi jeans. But I have such a massive selection that it's usually girls are buying men's stuff now, so it's 90% guys, but I sell 80% to women.
Well, I have to say, I used to come to your store in its previous location, and I used to wear a lot of pajama tops. Yes, they were a thing back then, I'm ashamed to say.
And they were dyed in different colours. So what you were looking for was the paisley pattern in the pyjamas.
I used to wear a lot of that.
And then we used stitch up the fly so that it wouldn't be opened.
Yeah. Can we call in Finan as your son?
Yeah, call Finan, who is Restory next door.
Restory, come in. Hi, how are you? Congratulations. How proud are you of your dad? 40 years in business as part of Limerick's heritage and history.
It's such an amazing achievement, and the Milk Market is such a special place as well. It's in a lot of people's hearts, and it's just such an amazing place to be every weekend, all year round. It's always new, meeting new people, and my father's just been here in Limerick so long, so it's great to acknowledge that.
Well, guys, this is Richard. You're watching ilovelimerick.com. I want to congratulate John on 40 years. I want to congratulate both of them on being neighbours, having their own stores in the Milk Market. Please come and check them out. The Edge is the bomb. This is Richard Lynch. You're watching ilovelimerick.com. Wave, boys, wave!